What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today, ETH, USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 16th day of March, and here we are, potentially getting an actual breakout of this range to the upside. It looks very convincing now. The one thing that doesn't have me convinced is the lack of volume. I'm not really a big fan of that. We do have 10 hours and 20 minutes left in the day. Let's see how it goes. Let's look maybe at the Binance chart. Let's see if there's more volume there, or more at least like accurate readings. Nope, actually still substandard, but 10 hours 20 minutes left. I wouldn't be surprised if we did get above average volume by the end of the day. But does that volume come in to the downside, or do we continue to pump from here? It's not necessary, it's not a complete necessity, but oftentimes when you're breaking out of a range and it lasts, you do get volume that builds. Oftentimes when you break out of a range and it's a fake out, you don't. So just a thought there. Doesn't mean that it's a guarantee, but just statistical probabilities, right? That's what we're running off of. 1 hour time frame. Looking at this now. As we're moving higher here, volume is dying off still. Still moving higher, but volume is dying off. That's not encouraging. We look at this on the 1 hour RSI. The RSI actually looks really good. There's no bearish divergence here. It actually does look really good, I have to say. If we were to come back down and close this hour red in the next 19 minutes, which it's possible, we're only at 1%, it could happen, then we actually would have some bearish divergence, but for the time being, I think it looks good. Stochastics look good. The MACD, the MACD is actually starting to build some momentum again, which is also a positive thing. So overall, it's kind of nice to see. Let's run with that. 4 hour time frame here. RSI is getting overbought, and not only that, but we are producing the strongest readings on the overbought zone that we've seen since January. Some people might hear that and think, okay, so it's time to sell, but not necessarily. Right? January here, we got overbought. Once we were at this level, yeah, we did kind of level out. It would have been a good area to sell. Once we were at this level here, if you sold here, you would have missed half the move, to the upside. And this one seems a little bit more robust. So this in itself is not incriminating that it's going down. In fact, it's just a signal that we are showing strength, which you want to show strength. That's a good thing. You don't want to be breaking out and showing weakness. That's bad. This is good. This is not bad. But the volume again is the one thing that I have to say that I'm a little concerned with. Stochastics are overbought. Typically you don't stay up here forever. You do kind of range back down, but we absolutely could continue to grow. I want to throw some fibs on here. Instead of playing this game of, well, we could reset. Now that we've reset to the overbought zone, we could come down, but it's also a bullish thing. We could continue to grow. Instead of playing that game, let's just look at some fib extensions real quick. I want to take the most relevant one because I think that'll be relevant. Look at that. We're right at the golden ratio. It's kind of a signal to me, guys. I mean, we might be at a point to reject here. However, this fib range is pretty insignificant. Let's take another one. Let's take this one. It's a little bit more significant. Let's take this high to low here. Right at the 1272 area. Yeah, here we could build a little bit higher, maybe as high as 2400. 2400 is at that golden ratio. 2400 is also at this point of resistance back here. I could see it. I could definitely see it. Let's leave a line here. We don't need to leave a line where we are. We've already got the green line, so we'll leave a line there. I want to look at this on the daily time frame and just see, in relevance to this, what are we doing? That could take us up to the 0.5. Yeah, I have the same thoughts as I do with Bitcoin here, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we actually blast through the roof here. But my thoughts are, I don't think that we're just going to move up to the golden ratio zone. I certainly don't think that we're going to move past it like that, right? We came down that way. I don't think that we're going to escape that way. Though that would be nice. That would be very encouraging. I mean, if Ethereum does that, altcoins, they're going to have a good time. They're already starting to have a good time. Some of them are. But it's very common in any high or low dynamic right here, high to low dynamic here, that whenever you go to the 382, you either find resistance right at it if you're bearish, or if you're going to consolidate further, maybe even continue to climb up in this fib retracement, that you will wick above the 382 but close below it. We have 10 hours, 16 minutes left in this day. If we come down by the end of the day and close below this 382, that will be a signal to me that we are probably moving back down to the 236. It's very common to go 382, 236 golden ratio. It's also fairly common to go 382, 236, 0.5, 382 golden ratio, stair stepping. It's less common to just go from here to the golden ratio, let alone through the golden ratio. So my expectation would be $2,440 at the highest. I think this is a suitable area to find resistance, anywhere between here or slightly higher prices. So I would say, especially with the volume, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we back tested some areas for support. Daily RSI, running with this idea of the fibs here, coming back down and closing below the 382. All we got to do is come back down a little bit. If we come back down a little bit, we could put the RSI right here at this overbought zone or just below it, an area that we've rejected plenty of times. That's a signal for resistance. That doesn't mean that we have to go all the way down to the oversold zone again. Maybe it does, but we'd probably see some volatility before actually breaking out, actually getting into the overbought zone. So here we are at 2,300. My call is that we will move back to $2,000 or probably just above $2,000. That's my guess. I don't think I have anything else to say. I do believe Ethereum's on a path higher. I think that path will take us up to about anywhere from 2,600 to maybe even $3,000. I don't think that we get above that level, and I certainly don't think that we'll get above it on the first attempt. But if we behave well, we come down, we hold support at critical areas, and we're showing some strength as we're moving up here, I might be more open to the idea of busting through this zone, but not on the first attempt, only on the second attempt. From here, I think we come down 2,000, 2,046, 2,100, whatever, somewhere in that area, and then we move up to this area. I don't think that we do it in one fell swoop. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.